What's going on, everyone? This is Vince with VShred.com, and chest isn't typically a body part us guys overlook, but sometimes we aren't targeting it as effectively as we could be. But for the ladies, there seems to be misconceptions when it comes to training chest. So today's video is going to be for everybody, but we're going to talk about why neglecting your pecs is a bad idea for the ladies and for the guys, how including specific chest exercises could actually help sculpt the overall shape of your shoulders. And I've got some great training split tips to make sure that you're getting the most out of your chest and shoulder training.
I'ma keep on going up till the lights go down.
All right, so for those of you that train chest, have you ever noticed that after chest day, let's say, your shoulders are a bit tender? Or even after shoulder day, maybe your chest is a little tight. Well, this is because these muscle groups sort of work together. When you train chest with many exercises, you're actually training your shoulders as a secondary muscle and vice versa. So while you may have never associated chest training with shoulder development, many of the exercises performed for chest are actually hitting the front delts pretty dang hard. Therefore, skipping out on chest training or training chest a certain way means that you're missing out on some extra delt work, which could help you grow your shoulders faster. And the same thing goes with a bunch of other muscle groups as well, by the way. If you're just going to the gym and doing 4 random exercises for 3 sets of 10, you're probably not seeing any results. And if that's you, I highly recommend taking our free body type quiz below. It literally tells you the best type of exercises and even the best type of dieting that's gonna help you achieve whatever your specific goals are faster, because it works. And if you do wanna check it out, I'll put a link to it in the description below. But like I said, with almost any chest exercise, you're gonna hit the delts a little bit, mainly the front delts. But the best way to target the shoulders when training chest is gonna be on an incline. So here are 6 exercises I would suggest for chest that also work the front delts. And you can do them all for a full chest workout that will also kill your front delts, or you can just pick a few of them and throw them into your current chest routine or your chest workout. All right, so getting into the first exercise is going to be a incline barbell bench press, and flat bench just simply won't work the front delt as much as an incline bench. And so all the form tips that I said you want to keep in mind, but I'll walk you through it again real quickly. I go just outside of shoulder width here, find an even spot on each side of the bar. I like to put my pinky on that little flat spot, and then lift this bar up and then rolling my shoulders back, just sticking my chest out, also pressing my shoulders down. And then from there, I'm actually bringing my elbows down at about a 45-degree angle, a little bit in front, not 45, about 30 in front of my body, bringing this bar down to about my nipple line. And then I'm really focusing on that chest activation and also on squeezing my delts. So you can do this and just really focus on sticking that chest out and really only trying to press with your chest, or you can try to press with your chest and also squeeze your shoulders a little bit. Right now I'm squeezing my shoulders a lot more than if I was just going chest. Chest is gonna be a lot more shoulders rolled back. Squeezing your shoulders is gonna be with them a little more neutral. So really focusing on that mind muscle connection, nice, slow and controlled tempo. Now, the second exercise is actually going to be super similar. We're just gonna be doing an incline bench dumbbell press. One thing I actually like to do is both of these in the same workout, just because with the barbell bench press, you can typically go a little bit heavier because it is that barbell in that fixed range of motion with where your hands can actually go, because you can't bring them together. But with the dumbbell, you can have a little further range of motion, a little more range of motion, which is actually why I sometimes like dumbbells more. But you can push yourself a little harder, and you also don't need a spotter when you're using dumbbells, because if the weight does get too heavy, you can do a nice little controlled drop. Same kind of form with the dumbbell incline press here. You're bringing this weight up to the top, and again, you're sticking your chest out, but you're not trying to take your shoulders out of it completely. And also, you're not flaring your elbows way out to the side. You're bringing them a little bit in front of your body, bringing this down until that dumbbell is about just above your chest. arms are just below 90 degrees or just past 90 degrees. And then you're pressing up and also trying to squeeze with your shoulders. And so one thing that I like to do here is I like to press up with my chest, but then I like to squeeze together with my chest and my shoulders. So I'm doing this little movement right here and really trying to engage my delts as I do that, and then going down, pressing up, squeezing together with my delts. So that nice controlled range of motion there, focusing on that mind-muscle connection. There's a big difference between simply pressing like that and squeezing those muscles, which is gonna help me get that mind-muscle connection a little bit better. But those are the first two exercises. Now let's move into the next two. All right, so next up we have another exercise where we're gonna be using the same incline bench, but we're actually gonna be doing an incline reverse grip alternating press. And so basically we're gonna grab some dumbbells, and rule of thumb here, you might wanna go a little bit lighter than what you were doing the regular incline dumbbell press with, just because this is going to be a weirder position, one that you're probably not used to. But grab these dumbbells, you're gonna lay back, and then the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna face your palms towards you. So you're gonna supinate your wrists. So that means that your palms are going to be faced up towards your head. And then from there, you're going to take your elbows, drive them down to your side, come down to a comfortable position, which is gonna be probably just past 90 degrees. And then you're going to press up using your chest and your shoulders. And so this is gonna be a great exercise to tie in that shoulder chest area. And one thing to be aware of is not to go down too low. You don't want to put your shoulders into a bad position by making them go down too far. So going to about there with regular dumbbell press and about there with this reverse grip alternating press. But also one thing that we're doing with this exercise is alternating the presses. So you're gonna hold, let's say, your left arm up at the top, bring your right arm down, press back up, hold your right arm at the top, left arm down, press back up. And so going back and forth like this, and already I'm starting to feel this a lot more than I was with the regular dumbbell press. You're gonna wanna lighten your weight that you're using, because especially with a reverse grip type of press, it's putting your shoulders into a much riskier position than if your wrists were pronated. So keeping that in mind, you really need to focus on form and controlling your tempo and making sure that you're not just dropping this weight super fast and then creating a bunch of momentum by kind of throwing your shoulder to press that weight back up. You really want to go nice and slow and controlled, and press, bring this down, controlling that motion or controlling that tempo and trying to keep tension on that chest and deltoid area the entire time. And again, this is a great exercise to work, I don't know, make mine pop, but that little line right there between your chest and your delt, fantastic exercise for it. And so is the next one, the next exercise, which we're gonna get into right now. All right, next up, we have another supinated exercise. We're gonna be doing a supinated barbell shoulder press. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you're going pretty light on this exercise. This can get very tough, especially if you haven't done it. And so I'm just going to be going no weight on this barbell. But you're going to be grabbing this bar probably just at shoulder width, because this bar is coming down in front of you. So if you just put your arms out straight, bend your arms, and then bring them back, that's about where your hands are gonna be going. So I'm gonna pick this weight up, and if you need to, have someone help you with unracking and re-racking this weight. But I'm gonna bring this weight out in front of me, and it's gonna do the same thing as the supinated alternating dumbbell press, where because my elbows are out in front of me and they're in this line out in front of me, it's really going to help me hit that intended target, which is my front delt, a lot more. This also has been known to give the push-up bra effect. So when you're pressing up like this, it's actually going to help you hit that upper area, a little bit of your chest, but a lot of your shoulders. And also, if you notice, this bench that I'm on right now is not straight up and down like this. I have it back a little bit, because the farther back that you go, obviously the more chest you're going to hit, and that goes all the way until you go flat. The flatter you are, the more chest you're gonna hit, the more upright you are, the more shoulder you're gonna hit. So by having it not completely upright and back a little bit, I'm engaging a lot of shoulder, but I'm also engaging a little bit of chest. But because my elbows are out in front of me, I'm gonna be hitting even more front delt than I normally would be. So back, going up and down. And then one thing to be aware of is this exercise will target your triceps if you're locking out your arms at the top. So one thing to be aware of is to not lock out at the top. We're not trying to hit our triceps here. Just from doing those exercises with an unweighted barbell, I already feel it a lot in my shoulders and a little bit in my chest. And so this is a fantastic exercise that you can do to hit both your chest and your shoulders. This is what's going to help you create that separation right there, and also just smash this front delt area and smash your upper chest to create that separation. But again, focusing on form, slow that tempo down, use weight that you can actually control. Do this for 10 to 15 reps, rest for a minute or two, and then repeat that for 3 or 4 sets, and that should be good for this exercise. All right, so the next exercise that we have is going to be a low cable crossover. So this is going to be obviously a chest exercise that's used in a ton of different routines, but because we are putting the cable pulley down to the bottom-most position, that obviously means that we're going to be targeting our upper chest more, which also means that we're going to be targeting our front delts more. So, like I said, we're going to be putting that pulley all the way down to the bottom. We're going to grab these handles, and then what we're going to do is we're going to step out for 1 step. And then the first thing that I always do whenever I'm doing any kind of fly really in general is I get a little slight bend in my elbow and I lock my arm in that position for the entire set. I am not going to bend my elbow any more or any less. Another thing I like to do, stick that chest out. I kind of roll my shoulders back a little bit, and then this is gonna be my starting position for every single rep. So from here, I'm gonna take this weight, I'm going to bring it in and up to about shoulder height, really focusing on squeezing, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of cross here. So you don't wanna go just straight into the cross. You wanna bring it up and then cross at the top. And then also, when you do the next rep, you wanna cross the other way. So if you're going right arm on top first, you're going left arm on top second, and just having that extra range of motion is going to help hit your chest and your delt a little bit more, because obviously the further of the range of motion that you have, or the more fuller of range of motion that you have, the better that you're gonna hit that muscle, rather than having these partial reps where you're just going from here to here. And yes, you're gonna work your muscles like this, but you're gonna work your muscles better if you're like that. So, focusing on that squeeze at the top, keeping those shoulders rolled back, focusing on hitting that chest and those delts. Right now I'm feeling it in my shoulders, but mainly it's gonna be great for hitting your shoulders a little bit more on chest day if you're trying to blow your shoulders up. And you're only going up to shoulder height. You're not going way up here. It's a nice controlled tempo, full range of motion, keeping those arms locked into position and going for 10 to 15 reps. I don't typically recommend going as low as 4 to 6 reps for cable flies, simply because it puts your shoulders into more of a risky position than just a regular press. So do whatever rep range that you're going for. If it's more hypertrophy, higher rep. If it's more strength, a little bit lower rep. But then rest for a minute or two in between each set. Repeat that for 3 or 4 sets, and that's going to be the 5th exercise. Now, let's get into the final one. Last but not least, we have body weight leaning dips. And I have to put emphasis on the word leaning, because when you think dips, you normally think nice upright position, you're hitting your triceps, and it looks something like this. And yes, you're hitting a little bit of chest, a little bit of shoulder, but it's mainly triceps. So with the body weight leaning dip, especially since we are trying to put more emphasis into the chest and more into the shoulders, the first thing that we're doing when we get up here, and also this is going to be a little bit tougher, I would think of this exercise more as a finisher, something that you could do at the end of your workout, where you're only gonna get a couple solid reps. I would not expect to get 15 clean quality reps of this after you've done a full chest shoulder workout. Even if you're getting 5 or 6 clean reps with good form, good tempo, it's gonna be a great way to finish your workout. But what we're gonna do here is get up on these bars, and first things first is I'm going to take my head and my upper body, and I am just going to lean as far forward as I can. Once you get into that leaned forward position, you're immediately putting more emphasis on your chest and your shoulders and less on your tricep. You can kind of shift the percentage of muscles being worked to do a rep in your favor, in the favor of chest and shoulders, the more you lean forward. Just try to lean forward as much as you can. Gonna look like this, and then from there, you're gonna go down, keeping that forward lean, pressing up and down into the next one. And so, just doing a couple of these, I already feel it in my chest and my shoulders a lot. And again, this is gonna be a lot tougher than just a straight up and down dip like this. I could rock out a bunch of these, but the second I get that lean, it becomes a lot harder. So it's gonna be less reps, but making sure they're quality reps and hitting your chest and shoulders more like that. Just from that, I finally got that line poking out right now. I can finally see it in the mirror, but this is that area that you're trying to hit. So getting that lean in there is going to help you hit this area more. You can see it really well, just like that. But you're still keeping your shoulders rolled back. You're not hunching them forward like that. Still keeping it back, getting that forward lean and pressing up and down. Nice clean reps, nice steady tempo, and always go for quality over quantity, especially with something like a dip when you're changing the variation to hit a different muscle group than what it's originally intended to hit, which is the triceps. So as you can see, the chest and shoulder muscles are both used in many of the same movements, and a lot of them you probably only considered as chest or shoulder exercises. So doing these is a great way to get in some extra front delt training or chest while you're doing shoulders, but it also means you need to be smart about your training split. Training chest and shoulders on back-to-back days could cause a decrease in your performance in the muscle trained on that second day. So you need to give them some extra time to recover if you're training them separately. Say you train chest on Monday, well, if your front delts are sore or fatigued from that workout, then the shoulder workout that you initially planned for Tuesday will probably suffer. So you'll want to wait an extra day or two to allow your shoulders more recovery time before training them. And same thing goes with training shoulders. Since you hit your upper chest some, make sure and give your body ample time to recover so that you can hit that chest workout the best. And because these two muscles pair well together, for any of you, especially ladies, not trying to build their chest, it may be beneficial to train shoulders and chest on the same day. But since shoulders are your focus, hit those first and then finish with chest. However, if your chest is lagging or building a bigger chest is your primary goal, you'll probably want to perform chest exercises first if you combine chest and shoulder training. The basic rule of thumb is whether you're training them on the same day or splitting it up, you always want to train your weaker or more desired muscle first in your workout plan and then finish it with the supporting muscles that are less important to you to build. But that's it for today, guys. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give it a thumbs up button below, or click the thumbs up button below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on our new videos. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.